guys, what is YouTube video? Today we are going Funko Pop hunting down to Barnes & Noble. I'm very excited to go down there. So if you guys can make sure to smash the button, hit the subscription, helps the channel immensely. Obviously, I'm really wanting to go because I want to really get some more comic books and graphic novels, obviously, to add to my collection. Plus, I really like looking at the books these days. Also, I'm hoping they have some new pops in their pop collection because I haven't been in a while. And again, they usually get some of the newer stuff. So let's get down there, see if they have anything new in the books, and then see if they have anything new in the pops. Because again, I'm really looking for just something new for the collection that we don't already have. Alright, so we came over to Barnes & Noble, and okay, my sister's talking, but they have Sabrina Carpenter, which we've already shown on the channel. They do have Suicide Squad, Batman, but look at this. They have, I'm pretty sure this is the brand new complete wave of Timmy Turner, Wanda, and Cosmo. Really cool set, actually. The Friday Prince was actually a really cool show when I was a kid, so really cool to see. There's also like Where the Wild Things Are. There's also like Max down there from Super Goof. New Jeans. If you go to the other side, they have like The Last Ronin, Doja Cat, they have Star Wars, Ferris Bueller. We already got that Ronin. But down here they do have the complete new set of Mortal Kombat 11, basically like the pops of Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and Katana, which are really great. And I'm really deciding between that or Fairly Odd Parents. Comment down below which one you think I get. On this side they have like a Cinderella cover, Gaston, Snow White from the movie, which I heard was horrible, so I never even watched it. But they do have Yelena. Really cool one to see her than Thunderbolts, but there's a little couple of sets I'm seeing I like a little bit more. But they do have the Lilo Stitch, not from the new movie, of course, but just their massive Lilo and Stitch pops. Same as Pocahontas. And on the final side, they have like Beetlejuice, Breakfast Club, Jimmy Neutron, Barney, League of Legends, Golden Girls, Buffy. Really, a lot of these are old pops that we see all the time, but some decent stuff on that one side. So let's grab some stuff and then go back to the house. I was actually leaving, but look at this. I found like an anime pop section, which they have like Deku, Lady Naga, Broly, Nobara, and I think this is actually the pickup since all of the Fairly Odd Parent pops were damaged. So obviously this is going to be the pickup for today, I think. So let's go to the other side because there's a little bit more. Okay, guys, so now we're back going down to the Barnes & Noble. Lots of things. I know in that footage, lots of stuff happened, mostly because at the very end we said there was one more section we were going to showcase, but there was these like group of people, like almost like kind of reminded me of like a youth group, and they were blocking up the section, so I just couldn't film for the fact that they were literally like right where I needed to be, and they did, and I kid you not, they were there for like, I sat around for like 5 to 10 minutes waiting to see if they'll just go to a different section. And for some reason, that's what they decided they were having their little meeting because they never moved. So sadly, I couldn't actually get it. I barely squeezed in to see what other stuff was in there, but they were just like clogging up the area, so I just couldn't get anything over there. Also, if you're a fan, it is very hot, so I do have like some, like, there might be a noise you might hear. Plus, also, if you're dogs. But there's a lot of stuff to go over. So we're going to start with the one thing we picked up that wasn't a pop, because obviously, you know, we were at Barnes & Noble. And the one thing we picked up, I was able to get another one for my collection. I ended up getting the Captain America stories. And these are basically the original Captain America. This is volume 1, basically. And this collects basically how Captain America started back when this was obviously with a Stanley and Jack Kirby. They were like the drawers and the writers, and this collects all of basically the Tales of Suspense stories, which was basically when they introduced Captain America, and it was called Tales of Suspense featuring Iron Man and Cap, and basically that's how these original stories came along, with just basically like all of his origins, but they called it between featuring Iron Man and Cap because that's how they kind of collected them. So obviously, if you guys want to see, there's a lot of stories in here. Especially there's like some stories of Cap and the Iron Man. Then there's just some that are just Captain America stories. Haven't read it yet though, so obviously it's something I'm going to pick up because I've been reading. I can't really go forward my Spider-Man journey until I find the book correctly to get the next Spider-Man. I've been reading Invincible. That's very exciting, but I haven't finished volume 3. So once I finish that issue, I will come back and tell you guys about that one and then go to volume 4. However, this is still a really good one to add to the collection. Obviously, it's obviously part of the Marvel Mighty Master Race, which is basically how they like kind of like collect like 10 different issues. Usually this one collects number 59 through 77 of Tales of Suspense. And if you're confused on why it says Tales of Suspense and it starts at 59 and 77, basically, a long time ago, they used to do like with these like runs, kind of like with even Spider-Man with the Amazing or was it called the Amazing Fantasy or the whatever they call it. And basically, in one of those issues, they introduce a character like this. They introduce Captain America, obviously in number 59. And in that series of Tales of Suspense, if you go previously, there's other characters that just have their stories, but basically, these are how you read. This is how you really start if you wanted to learn about a specific character like Captain America. Because if you go backward through Tales of Suspense, there's other stories that are just unrelated to the characters, but they're connected in their own universes, if that makes sense. And this is kind of how they do it. Kind of like with Spider-Man. He's in issue 15, but if you go back and you read the other Amazing Fantasies comics, there's a lot of time there'll be other characters that are just random mismatch, just characters they made for a run, but they just never were connected really to Spider-Man. And then they finally draw out the Spider-Man issue, and then when Spider-Man takes off, then they did the Amazing Spider-Man. Same thing here. Once you get past all these like Tales of Suspense ones, then when you get to the next set, you get to the new Captain America books. And I want to read the Fantastic Four Volume 2. I also want to read some more because there's a lot. I'm going to get to Black Panther, and it's going to be a little bit till we get there. I also want to read Avengers, but I figure before I get to Avengers, I'll read about some of these other characters like Cap, Iron Man, Thor, and then get there. But that's that's what we're going to talk about there. However, let's talk about the pops we did pick up. And in the footage, I ended up saying that I couldn't find a good box, but it was ended up not coming true. I found one in that section, and I found another Timmy Turner. So we were able to get another one, or for my first ever Fairly Odd Parent pop, which if you guys didn't know, they did have them. It was Cosmo and Poof and Wanda with Darules. So super, super cool. Glad I was able to get this one. This looks genuinely so cool. I'm very happy that I was able to get this pop. I'm very glad that I was able to find it. Mostly because this is a newer way. We thought about this before, and The Fairly Odd Parents is a pretty cool show. I mean, I remember as a kid. I want to go back and rewatch it now that I'm older and see how much I like it now. Crazy to think that Tara Strong plays Timmy Turner. Obviously, if I ever had an opportunity, I would like to, but her prices are quite crazy, honestly, if you guys didn't know. Her signature is very expensive, so it'll be a while before if I ever have an opportunity. But obviously, I think that one looks really, really cool. Again, I'm really happy I was able to get a Timmy Turner pop because this is just such a cool looking pop. Again, I'm happy I was able to get one, but we ended up getting another one, and it isn't going to be Nobara because of the fact that the Nobara box has so many crushed the backs. But we ended up finding, if you guys want to see, we got Yuji right here, the Pop Plus of Yuji doing Black Flash. This one's super cool. We're slowly collecting this one, and I finally decided to go for it because, dude, why in the world would I not go for this one? This one's such a great pop. It's basically Yuji doing Black Flash, part of their Pop Plus series, and it looks genuine. It's probably I wouldn't say the crazy. It actually looks better when you take it out of the box. I'll say that much. Because honestly, once you take it out of the box, you see the Black Flash stuff happening. But like just out in box, you can't really see any of it. But once you take it out, it looks genuinely cool. Part of the hidden or the Shibuya incident. Super cool. All we need left is Nobara, Megumi, and Choso. And then we'll have this common wave complete. And we need to get all the exclusives. But I was glad I was able to find this one. Because again, I really was. When I went and I didn't. They had the Nobara, but Nobara was damaged. I was kind of disappointed. And then I was like, you know what? I was like, okay. So then I found Timmy Turner, and then I found the Yuji Todori, and I was very happy. Plus, I ended up finding this one, and I'm glad I was able to, because a lot when you go to the comic book stores, or the bookstores, they have a lot of stories, but the stories are never like the classic stories. And I know you can buy some of the newer stories and read from there, but I'm trying to really learn about the characters' like origin and how they really started off, and then get farther into it, because when you go back to these original comics, they genuinely have like a specialty to them that just isn't connected with the newer books. And it's not that they're bad, because a lot of the new books have great stories, but like a lot of times the new books will already have like stuff that's already happening, and you'll be like, oh well, who's this character, and you're like, okay, because they've already been known in the comics at some point, versus when you read them now, and then it kind of continues on to when you read the newer stuff. So that's my concept. I do have nothing else for today. That is everything we did pick up. Obviously, we will be streaming Last of Us tonight, and it might be another game, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Last of Us. I do hope it's having a good day today. We will get that art short out tomorrow. I apologize it didn't get out yesterday. I was just really busy and watching basketball. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys then. Peace.